order came from the War Department, ordered me to take pilot training in grade as an officer, as a lieutenant, at Tuskegee Army Air Base. I didn't know where, I knew Tuskegee was in Alabama, that's all I knew. And so I said, well, fine. I got in my car and drove across the country, and here I am at Tuskegee. So that was the beginning of a very pleasant experience. I'd say of the 12 months that I spent at Tuskegee was probably the most enjoyable 12 months of my military career. It was exciting, it was interesting. I knew nothing about airplanes. I'd never been in an airplane. The instructor said, this is the front and this is the back. I said, okay, if you say so, it's all right with me. But anyhow, so we had, I think it was 6 weeks, I can't remember, 6 weeks or 2 months of pre-flight, and next school was primary, and the next was basic, the next was advanced, and the next was transition. Okay, so, fine, when he took us up, introduced me to what it looked like at 5,000 feet off the ground or 6,000 feet off the ground. I looked over the side, I said, oh my God, what am I doing here? Because I'd never had this experience before in my life, you know. But then I thought about Italy and where I was on my way to, then I said, this isn't so bad after all. But anyhow, things were progressing, went along and all right, and they started washing people out. I'm ahead of myself on one of my stories. In my class, there was 14 student officers, 14. A student officer was, you know, you came from another sort of like the infantry or artillery, and take a student officer, already a lieutenant, right? And I forget the number of cadets. I think it was maybe 25 or 30, something like that, cadets. And I'm ahead of my story, but I have to say it right now. They were washing us out so fast. Out of this group, only one student officer finished this class, 44G. 44G was my class. Only one student officer, one, and that was me. That's all. I'm the only student officer that finished. And I guess, I don't know, we must have had maybe 17 or 18, 19 cadets finish, okay? That's how fast we were getting washed out. The least little thing, you were washed out. So you had to be very, very careful. I just barely, I had a couple times, it was close. The instructor gave us, he told us not to go above the clouds. Now you had, you've seen these little white puff clouds and all this pretty blue in between. I always did like beautiful things. So he said, don't go above the clouds, but he didn't explain why not. Well, and the clouds were about 6,000 feet. So after I got through doing the assignments, you know, this, that, and the other, I said, well, what's the difference? I ought to be able, I'll just go up through this hole, this nice, and it's pretty and blue up here. So I crawled on up, I flew on up, because I wanted to ride over the top of the clouds. It was so pretty, it was, to this day. It was so beautiful, the sunshine on the little white puffs and everything. And I said, well, this was no big deal. I fly a minute north, south, east, west, coming back down. That's what I'd planned. And I'm having a good time. It was so beautiful, right? But when I turned around, it all had come together. And there was I couldn't see the ground. I'm above the clouds. I don't have the training, okay? I'm in serious trouble. And I'm lost because I can't see the ground. All I have is these clouds. So I said, there's nothing for, well, I was too naive to get too afraid at the time. So I decided I'll just drop my nose a little bit, which I did, and just ease on down through the clouds. Well, first place, that primary airplane didn't have an artificial horizon or anything like that. You just had to fly the seat of your pants easing on down, which I did. So I broke out about 1,500 feet. See, could have been lower. If those clouds had been lower, I'd have been broken out around 500 or 600 feet. I could have been killed, okay? But hey, and then when I broke out, it was a little rain. It wasn't raining hard. It was just a little sprinkle. I don't know where I am. Completely, I don't know where. But what had happened, I had drifted. I was in Georgia. I had drifted about 50 or 60 miles from where I went in. Now here's where he came in. I looked over, I'll never forget, I can see it now. I looked over my left wing, just glanced over, and there was a cotton field down here. Now, it had been harvested, a cotton field that was harvested. And So I did. I said, you know, I took a good look at it, and then I went on down and I checked, cleared to be sure there was no tall wires, telephone wires. You got it. So I cleared that. Now there was 3 or 4 or 5 farmhouses along the border. These people saw me circling. Okay. All right, I said it looked like it was about 300 yards, and I had a PT-19. I figured I could get it in there, you know. And so I come on around, and I got in. Now my wheels were sinking about 2 inches into the soft soil, which was all right. I didn't, you know, all right. I'm down. I'm safe. I'm on the ground. And these people all come out. All these folks come out, you know, just like it's in the film. If you take, this is what happened. All right, they came out, and the guy says, "Where are you from, boy?" I said, I'm from Tuskegee. And I said, how do I get back to Tuskegee? Oh, you fly these airplanes, boy? I said, yeah, boy flies these airplanes, okay. All right, and they looked at my airplane. They said, well, about 3 miles over there, there's a road. Now, boy, you go over there and turn, and you go that-a-way. And I said, which way? He said, that-a-way. I said, okay, you mean go north.